Tonight, a solo sailor who crashed into rocks near Coffin Bay speaks out about his terrifying rescue. And COVID chaos leads to a Port Augusta homeless shelter turning people away.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Ruby Kamain begins now.
Good evening. A sailor circumnavigating Australia is stuck in Port Lincoln after his yacht hit rocks off the coast of Coffin Bay on Sunday. Will Phantom is 6 months into his journey, raising money and awareness for sailing programs for people living with disabilities.
Tired and distraught, Will Phantom picking up the pieces after his solo trip around Australia came to a crashing halt.
Mate, I'm a bit rattled, I'm very distressed and distraught over the whole thing and affairs.
Struggling to retell the terrifying ordeal.
It's frightening because your boat's breaking up around you. You can't get off because you've got pounding surf.
The sailor and his canine companion, Captain Mischief, were circumnavigating Australia before things took a turn. Will thanking the emergency service crews that came to his aid.
You rescue people out there need a bloody pay rise, thank you very much.
And refusing to quit.
Basically, I want to continue, nothing's going to stop me.
While wanting to continue raising money for a cause close to his heart.
Promoting parasailing initiatives because after a time frame, the sailing had started more or less mentally healing me.
To help Will get back out on the water and continue his fundraising journey, head to the Solo Sailor for the Disabled Facebook page and get in touch.
It's going to take a generous soul out there with a heart bigger than me who wants to see the parasailing fund and my journey continue.
Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A driver has lost his licence and will face court after he was nabbed allegedly speeding and drink driving at Crystal Brook. Just before 7 p.m. on Sunday, police on the Augusta highway detected a vehicle travelling at 139 kilometres an hour in a 110 zone. Police admitted the 26-year-old Mansfield Park man to a breath test, allegedly returning a reading of 0.095, almost double the legal limit. He was reported, lost his licence and his vehicle was impounded. Meanwhile, a Broken Hill man has had his licence suspended after being caught allegedly doing twice the speed limit. Police say the 19-year-old was travelling at 118 kilometres an hour in a residential stretch of the Mitchell Highway. Officers pulling the car over at Nyngan shortly before midday on Saturday. The man was on a P1 provisional licence, was issued an infringement and lost his licence on the spot for 6 months. Updates have been made to residential aged care directions in South Australia. Masks are no longer compulsory for those in an aged care facility, and there are no visitation limits related to the percentage of residents vaccinated against COVID-19. Other requirements still remain in place. Port Augusta's homeless and at-risk community members are being forced back out into the cold. The Stepping Stones Day Centre limiting the amount of people they can help, the organisation saying it's due to coronavirus restrictions.
No escape from the unbearably cold winter nights. The Port Augusta Stepping Stones Day Centre's facilities forcing the staff to turn away the community's homeless and at-risk members from accessing essential services.
And you can see by the size of the dining room, it's pretty hard work getting people in, and especially now with COVID.
Alinda says the centre can see upwards of 70 people cycle through it at meal times, also providing daily laundry and shower facilities.
7 or 8 in at a time, and it's hard because people have got to stay outside waiting for a spot. It's cold out there and we don't like sending people out into the cold.
South Australia's room capacity regulations brought on by the pandemic, rendering the small centre inadequate at hosting large numbers.
It'll be very important for us to have more space. It'll get more people in and out of the cold. It'll do a lot away with the flu.
The centre's staff say that the winter months are the most challenging time for them, so any assistance from the community is appreciated.
We're calling for warm clothing, blankets, tents, pillows, quilts, anything that we take for granted, basically.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, a Broken Hill kindergarten calls for a school zone to return outside its premises. And Port Augusta's NAIDOC Festival forced to be cancelled. Welcome back. Locals are petitioning for a school zone to be reinstated at a Broken Hill kindergarten after the Transport Department ordered its removal. Parents are fearful the change could result in a serious incident and say proposed safety measures don't go far enough.
Juggling kids at the morning drop-off.
Ready?
Just metres away from traffic, no longer required to obey school zone speed limits.
It makes every parent who has ever dropped a child off to school know that their heart's in their chest. It's the scariest thing ever.
Happy Day Preschool and Long Daycare Centre has had a school zone at its Caroline Street site for decades. Transport for New South Wales recently removing it because under regulations, school zones aren't for preschools, as parents are expected to supervise their children.
I know personally how hard it is to put a baby in the car and then have a 2-year-old standing right there that's about to dart into traffic and you don't quite know what to drop first.
We are on a rise and we are on a tourist street, so you get people that don't know that we're located here.
Transport for New South Wales saying it has no apparent record of the zone ever being installed. A spokesperson confirming extra signage and curb blisters will be added by the end of August. Parents and the preschool say more needs to be done, petitioning for change.
I would like to see New South Wales Transport actually implement some sort of zone specially for early childhood services.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Homeowners and real estate agents are encouraged to complete a new survey aimed at gouging housing issues and availability. The Spencer Gulf Cities Group fearing a lack of housing will affect the local economy.
It's a call to arms to help the Spencer Gulf's mayors look at overall housing availability in the region. The Spencer Gulf Cities Group asking key stakeholders to complete a survey, aiming to find housing issues and opportunities in the region. It'll cover issues such as residential land and rental supply, demand for properties, and the states of undeveloped projects. Group Chair Leon Stevens hoping for a strong participation in the survey.
We need to talk to some of our current landholders and developers and to understand just what sort of parcels of land they do have on board.
An issue motivating the survey, housing gaps for new, temporary and permanent workers in our region. According to Spencer Gulf Cities, it's a barrier that's blocking potential economic investment and growth. In addition, employers in the region are not able to attract and recruit the staff they need because of a lack of suitable and available housing.
We end up looking like we're shut for business, so to speak. We still need tourists to come through this area. So to get a better handle on what we have for this area, I think is a great thing for us going forward.
The results of the survey will be discussed at a meeting with the Premier next month.
The Port Pirie Regional Council has extended its commitment to 2 local organisations set to benefit businesses in the city. Mayor Leon Stevens says it's important to continue supporting the partnership.
A partnership benefiting the business community. Port Pirie Regional Council extending its support to local organisations through funding commitments.
We have a business plan and what we've been looking at doing is working with a lot of our regional groups. RDA in particular is one of those that we have great connect with and also Business Port Pirie.
The agreement will see the continuation of $10,000 of funding for Business Port Pirie each year until the end of June 2024, while also continuing to provide $100,000 of funding per annum to the RDA.
The RDA is always someone as a partner that we rely on their knowledge. For Business Port Pirie, I mean, our partnership with those guys is to grow membership, to grow business in Port Pirie.
Business Port Pirie and the RDA saying they're delighted to continue working with Council.
With this funding, first and foremost, we've employed another business manager, enable her then to do what she needs to do to communicate what we need to keep the business community strong.
It's really exciting for us to reaffirm that partnership, but also to set the strategic direction of the particular projects that we'll work on together.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News. All
NAIDOC Week celebrations for Port Augusta have been postponed. The roster of events, including Thursday's One Community Together Festival, affected by state border closures and the onset of COVID regulations. Mayor Brett Bembo says the festival of free family activities, food and music will be rescheduled for a later date. Whyallah's YMCA has been praised by a top state authority. The group presented with a Region Rural Contribution Award by the South Australia Parks and Leisure Association in Adelaide. The members were commended for creating a positive social, environmental and economic impact with their programs in the community. City Council recently extended a management partnership at the Recreation Centre with the YMCA for another 2 years. Stay with us after the break. We get a behind-the-scenes preview of a new musical in Port Pirie and a colourful multimedia festival on its way to Tumby Bay. Hello again. The stage is almost set on a live theatre performance, which will take you back to a time before the land of Oz. Just 3 weeks until opening night, Port Pirie's Magpie Warblers gave us behind-the-scenes access to one of their rehearsals.
Returning to the stage with a wicked performance.
Everyone knows the story of the Wizard of Oz, and this shows the side of it that people never really knew existed.
The Magpie Warblers preparing to put on a show in Port Pirie. It's the untold story of the Witches of Oz, following the journey of two unlikely friends, Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, and Glinda, the Good, who struggle through differing personalities and opinions.
It's just a very different story to the Wizard of Oz, and so I think that that's kind of exciting, because if you're not familiar with Wicked, it will kind of change what you think you know about the characters from the Wizard of Oz.
I think particularly Wicked is really special and was certainly one of the things on the list of dream roles, so I'm pretty humbled and honoured to get to play this part for sure.
This will be their first show back post-COVID, with directors saying it's one not to miss.
This performance will make you laugh, cringe, hopefully cry. This show is one to come and see. So buy a ticket so you don't miss out. We hope to see you there on the night.
Tickets are now on sale, with the community encouraged to show their support.
We always say that you don't want to miss this one, but anybody who knows Wicked knows that it's special. I would really, really encourage people to get out and support us.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Illuminate Adelaide is partnering with Cuttlefish Festival, helping to shine a light on the Eyre Peninsula town. The event, which will run in August, aiming to attract more visitors from around the state to experience the art.
Winter will be a whole lot brighter in Tumby Bay, with 8 days of immersive light shows and exciting painted murals set to sweep the town.
No, it's really exciting. We're very excited to have them here. It brings a new element to the art in the town.
Illuminate Adelaide, partnering with Colour Tumby to reimagine existing murals, while a street art walking tour brought to life for the digital age will also be on show.
Yeah, they're going to take a selection of the artworks that we've got existing here and light them up at night. So, yeah, while you're travelling around town, you'll be able to view some of the art as well as the new and exciting Illuminate stuff.
Your smartphone, sure to be handy throughout the event.
We've got a series of augmented reality sculptures that we're going to place in different parts of the town. So we're working with 3 different artists.
With food and drink stalls around the town, creating a festival vibe.
You can stay and have something to eat, warm yourself on a fire, and have a wander around the town. So it's a real sort of evening to be enjoyed.
The event hoping to boost visitor numbers to the town in what is normally a quiet time of year.
It's huge for the town. I think it brings a new clientele to the town in terms of winter.
The event will run from August 13th until the 21st. Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Golf News.
South Australians and visitors from interstate are swarming in high numbers to the Northern Spencer Gulf to learn more about cuttlefish. It's a confidence booster for Whyallah, and kids can even get in on the fun at the Maritime Museum.
A mission to solve clues and find facts. Cuttlefish capers, an activity to learn more about the fanged species and its importance to our region.
It's a bit of an activity around the museum, so the guys have to come in, find the cuttlefish around the museum hiding, get their clues and decode the fact.
The school holiday event, part of broader Cuttlefish celebrations happening in and around the city. Last year's festival was scaled down due to COVID-19 restrictions that came into place at the time.
We're doing really, really well. So lots of numbers coming through, lots of activities around Whyalla and people coming to snorkel and dive with the cuttlefish throughout the season.
The visitor centre noting an intake of visitors from other parts of the state and Australia.
So we're getting people that are flying in just for the weekend from Sydney, Brisbane, pending any closures of course, just for the weekend, just to come snorkelling with the cuttlefish.
So we've had families from all over the state coming through in these couple of past days. Heaps of people coming in and doing it, enjoying the activity, and mums and dads and older siblings are getting involved as well.
It's a big boost for the Northern Spencer Gulf, with the council hoping more travellers will come to the city to dive in and get to know more about cuttlefish. Mark Zeta, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. We'll have all the scores and highlights from weekend sport across the region. And Alex Sykes will join us with the weather details. Welcome back. Plenty of local sporting competitions are enjoying a break during the school holidays, but tight netball competitions have continued, while the EP's best young footy players have also battled it out. Here's Lachlan Itter with the wrap of the weekend sport.
Here in Broken Hill, the netball season is over, soccer is on a school holiday break, but our rugby league side still took to the pitch on the weekend. It was always going to be tough for the Silver City Scorpions going up against the reigning premiers from Menindee. That was reflected on the scoreboard. The Abbeys coming away with a 60-point win, Shane Johnson scoring the only try for the Scorpions. The closely matched Boomerangs and Pantu Warriors battled it out in a local derby at Wilcannia, the Boomerangs taking the win 34-12. The best under-17 footy players from across the Eyre Peninsula met in Port Lincoln for the Kinlow Cup on Saturday. Lincoln City and Lincoln District playing in the grand final of the round-robin competition. Scores were almost locked at half-time, but City edged ahead to victory. Congratulations to Latrell Sumner Pickett, named best and fairest. Let's hit the netball courts around the Spencer Gulf. Plenty of leagues are enjoying a break, but a tight competition continues in Port Augusta. A young Vikings side secured a rare win against top-of-the-table Railways. Another upset with Quorn taking down St Joseph's 51-46. Close games down the road in Port Pirie as well. Blue Wren winning their games by just 5 goals. SM Celtic taking down Central Risdon. Ivy Corbett named Player of the Week. Let's wrap things up in Port Lincoln with some soccer. Lincoln City Raiders, who are undefeated and 4 wins clear of second place, have scored some easy points with South Coast forfeiting their game. Lincoln Knights booted an impressive 7 goals against Sea Coal Masters. Charlie Price and Ethan Franklin kicking 3 goals each for the Knights and among the best on ground. We're always on the lookout for scores to include in Sport Wrap. If your league would like to get involved, please do get in touch through our Facebook page.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, Ruby. It was a mild but calm day across our gorgeous region today. From 3 p.m, Port Augusta was 17 degrees, Broken Hill got to a high of 13, and Coffin Bay was partly cloudy and 15. Looking further out across the region now, Whyalla and Woodner both partly cloudy and 17, Cooper Pedy sunny and also 17, Port Lincoln, Cleve, Kadina and Port Pirie all 16, Adelaide reached 15 and Clare was partly cloudy and got to a high of 13. Taking a look at the satellite image now, low cloud in the far southeast with moisture trapped beneath a high is bringing the odd light shower. Patchy high cloud crossing southern South Australia with a weakening front is not rain bearing. Skies are clear elsewhere under a ridge of high pressure. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters, and calm conditions are forecast. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas around 1 metre, increasing to 1.5 south of Port Neal to Port Victoria around midday, and south to southwesterly swell below 1 metre. Another calm and mild day tomorrow. Port Lincoln and Cleve both cloudy conditions 17 degrees, Woodner cloudy and set to reach 19, Whyalla mostly sunny and 18, Port Augusta similar conditions 19 degrees, and Kadina partly cloudy and set to reach a high of 16 degrees. Port Pirie mostly sunny and set to top 17. Clare and Broken Hill sunny and both set to reach a high of 15 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, partly cloudy across the region on Thursday. Temperatures to be in the mid to high teens to low 20s. Cooper Pedy to reach 20 degrees, while Broken Hill is set to get to a high of 14. Port Augusta to get to a max of 18. Slightly cooler conditions on Friday. Sunny for Cooper Pedy, set to reach a max of 19. Rain forecast for Port Lincoln. Partly cloudy everywhere else. Temperatures in the mid to high teens. Now a glimpse at that all-important weekend forecast now. Partly cloudy across the region on Saturday. Temperatures to be in the mid to high teens to low 20s. Cooper Pedy set to reach a max of 21, while Broken Hill and Adelaide will get to a top of 17 degrees. So it looks like all that rain that we had last week is staying away for now, Ruby. Some beautiful mild winter conditions forecast for this week and the weekend. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. See you soon with an update. Back to you.
Wonderful, thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.